Damn. It'd be like that. Hello, everyone. Okay. So. We are back. Again. It was good. Chores were fine. We got everything double checked and handled. Nothing too crazy, thankfully. And I ate some food, but My review of Silent Hill is a place to visit. False advertising. Not very silent, not many hills. 2 out of 10. Flowers were pretty. Hugo's doing really well. We put him back out with the rest of the herd today. Gonna see how everything with that goes. I think it'll be fine. But he is no longer on stall rest at the moment, and then he goes to get his stitches removed next week. Next week. Yeah, I think it's next week. So yeah, he's doing much better, thank you. So it's good. The vet last week said that he was healing up really, really well. Stitch removal happens next week, but it's good. And the vet that took care of him is fucking phenomenal. So she cut right in, got the artery that was lacerated, got that stitched up so that it was good to go. Or I forgot what the word is, but tied it off basically. So he's doing good. And I appreciate you guys, for donating and buying stuff so that we could help pay for the bill. That was extremely helpful. Thankfully, next week we don't have to pay for anything because obviously the stitch removal is inclusive. But yeah, that was good. And fingers crossed, we haven't had any problems. We do. Ellis did inform me when I walked away earlier that we apparently have a plumbing leak in the back bathroom, so we do have to call a plumber next. But thus is life, home ownership in a nutshell. That's just how it goes sometimes. So we'll work on that. We'll work on that bullshit next. But yeah, so we're back again. Now, this usually it's 4:00 roundabout. Oh no, don't be sorry. Shit happens. Like, I'll handle it. It just sucks. It's apparently the Ellis said that it was dripping from the hot water pipe, which I don't like that. That's not good. No, sorry. I had you guys muted. I forgot I muted it. I just saw. Thanks, Ethan. So Ellis said that he thought that it was the hot water pipe dripping. So it should be fine, but it's just one of those things where it feels like one thing right after the other, and life is lifing. Yeah, pink life is lifing, very much so. Yeah, so obviously Thursdays are my normal days to stream, so I'm back again. I'm Autumn Ivy, and this is Silent Hill F New Game Plus. Now, more than likely, I'm not going to take as much time, because obviously we know going into this kind of what is to be expected from this game. Again, I loved the main game. I thought that it had a really good ending. It is a little hilarious to me that the game inevitably became a hack and slash at the end, and I was just playing Devil May Cry all of a sudden, but that's fine. I think most of all, with this, what I would like to achieve is we're going to stay away from the pills. So I'm not even going to pick them up, because I know that if I pick them up, I'm not going to be thinking and I'm going to use them on accident, and it's going to defeat the whole purpose, right? We don't want to take the red pills or the red and white pills. So avoiding those. We know that the sword, the rumored sword, is at the base of the tree. I don't know what we need to do to get it, but I'm going to assume that there's some shit that we're able to find this time around that will allow me to find that now. I thought it was funny that you were making jokes about dating the Fox mask guy, considering the big reveal. So, Sean, listen, I made those jokes knowing full well that there was a potential, but at the same time, he's fucking beautiful. So, like, and I feel like I can now justifiably say that. Although we still don't know if he's technically an antagonist or not. But regardless, it is what it is. Girth and Ferret, thank you so much for the follows. He was very, very sexy fox man. T-Rex, thank you for the follow. I'm curious though, is they gave him a lot of Riz. They gave him extra spicy Riz. Like, there was no reason to give him that much like, ooh, he's beautiful though. But I might be biased. He's also technically, he's representing Inari-sama as a god. So I'm just kind of wondering what the vibe was. Also, we've never had a Silent Hill where one of the potential antagonists was like extremely attractive, which also tells me that this was drug induced. But yeah. So with that said, do we really care if he is depending? We don't. Of course we don't. In this house, us care if they're a villain? How dare we? We don't judge here. So Maria, okay, so here's my flip for that. I actually have a response. Maria was pretty. I agree. I don't though foresee Maria as being an antagonist so much as like she's not so much an antagonist as a general fucking problem, but that's besides the point. It's almost like Fox Mask and Maria kind of have running parallels with their representation. The difference though is the interactions with Fox Mask. So I'm not sure. Good, evil, he's hot, doesn't matter. Evil bangs better. I don't know about that. That's true. Yeah, she was more so like, I suppose she was more so temptation, above anything else. So yeah, I can see your point though. I don't disagree, but I definitely see the point. But yeah, so I guess we're going to find out more. So I'm going to do my best to kind of, I won't call it a completionist play, but I'm going to do my best to collect what I can, and then we'll just see what ending happens. I will say that I won't guarantee I will play everything via stream, but what I may do is go ahead and record the playthrough regardless, even if I'm not streaming, and then that way, if I do wind up with new cutscenes or new information, my editor can edit it all together into one video, and you guys can kind of watch the playthrough as we go. So worst case. You got me wondering if he doesn't really look like that. I believe that. I would believe that you would have to play it at least 3 times. Mostly reason being, there's a lot of facets to the story, and we were discussing this earlier about how there's consistent storylines. Like there's parallel running storylines for this, it seems, because you don't just have Hinako's story. You've got her friend's base, you've got the connection with Hinako and her parents, you have her sister's story, but then you also have the story of the guy that she helped that got bitten, right? So there's just a lot of stuff. So I guess we'll find out one way or the other. But more than likely, I'll just try to catalog some of the shit from the other endings. Mostly because I will be streaming this constantly if I don't pay attention. So hopefully you guys don't mind. But yeah, either way. I didn't change any of my settings, so everything should still be the same. Fingers crossed. All right. Okay, we are back again. Hot off the press, fresh out of Silent Hill. Yeah, so that was my assumption, is that was supposed to be him. Because I agree. I had made that assumption, and Alice and I talked about it too. I don't know. I like it, personally.
Gods, what should I do?
Okay, so we kept our faith. All right. Now I'm regretting not taking those upgrades, but it is what it is. Doesn't matter now. some of this stuff should now be accessible, and some of it still won't be, so we'll see. For your reactions this playthrough, they are going to be different, because now I know what I'm expecting. Although I am going to be a lot more thorough with shit that I check, so you guys are going to have to tolerate me. Okay, so there's that. So we found that magazine. That goes down that way. You can pick them up, just don't use them. See, and I don't trust myself, Sean. I'm absolutely that dumbass who's going to be in the middle of a battle and have like 100 pills and then be like, oh, and then misstep. Oh, wait, hold on. Although the most famous translated Western medical book remains the New Text on Anatomy, there was a peculiar work by the name of Exotic Herbology, published in the 5th year of the Anai era, 1776 AD. Strange as the text was, it has largely been forgotten by history. A foreign missionary brought this text to Japan along with a curious medicine that would supposedly allow one to speak with divine spirits. This drug came to be known as Kakura Makakura by locals. I'm rolling my eyes too much. However, in order to have contact with the gods, one must first liberate one's soul. However, upon doing